let's do this. Let's get into your favorite segment.
Yes, sir.
That we always do here, okay?
Yes. Let's go.
Our hot take of the week here, right? South Carolina wins the SEC champion, or not SEC championship. Sorry, they win the SEC East and they make it to an SEC championship game this year. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'm gonna throw it right back to you, Christian, here real quickly. Just remind everybody who's in the East of the SEC. Name those teams. Can you name them?
You've got, yeah, I can. You've got Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, Kentucky, Florida, Missouri, and Vanderbilt.
Okay, to answer your original question, fuck no, they cannot. As much as I actually think SC is going to be good this year, and I mean good is like better than they normally do every year. I think they're going to have a really good year. I think they're going to be a tough out. You just named a couple teams there that I'm sorry. Did you mention Georgia?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you mention LSU?
No.
Who else is there? Georgia and what's the other one?
Here, let me help you out here. Let me help you out here, bud.
Let me help you. I can't remember the East West. I can't ever get it straight. Oh, Tennessee. That was a team. Sorry, there was a team I was thinking of. I think I'm really high on Tennessee this year. So, if you gave me like a bet, like what's the odds that South Carolina wins the fucking East? 25%. I mean, that's how much faith. And I'm not saying that South Carolina. That doesn't mean they're going to be a bad team.
I
don't see them being better in Georgia and Tennessee. That's actually who I have Georgia winning that this year. I know you don't, which is fucking crazy because you're a Georgia fan.
Listen, let me fucking learn you something, okay? Let me learn you something.
Pops, what do you got?
All right, check this out. Shane Beamer, right? He's got the Gamecocks believing, right?
Oh, boy.
Beamer has gone 15-11 since taking over there, all right? Hey, South Carolina, the SEC East, we know. I mean, it's not the SEC West. That's still pretty good, though. 15-11 since taking over. Above 500 coach. He's been to a bowl game each of his first 2 seasons. They've improved every year. I'm just saying. They finished the season strong last year, okay? They beat 3 top 25 teams in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Clemson. They had an 8-win season last year, bro. An 8-win season. You know, he's the only coach in South Carolina history to win back-to-back road games against top 10 teams. And you think they've had some damn good ball coaches up there at South Carolina.
Oh, God. You know, I love your intro to this, and I know you worked hard on it all fucking day at work, but you're not going to sell me on this one. Do I think South Carolina is going to be good this year? Yes, they ended the season super hot. I think a lot of it relies on Spencer Rattler's ability not to turn the fucking ball over. I think they're going to put up some points. I think you're getting a little bit too up on that win over Tennessee last year. What was it, 63-24 or some goddamn I mean, they beat the brakes off them. I can't believe, though, and this is where I have a problem with your credibility, Christian. Yeah, you look around, look down at the floor. No, I do. I have a problem with this.
Let's see. Come on.
No, because you're a Georgia fan.
Uh-huh.
You're a diehard.
Yeah.
You've won what? I mean, you remind me every time on this show, back to back. You think they're winning this fucking thing over your boys? I mean, you don't have enough hype or faith in Kirby Smart this year, who you've brought up a bazillion times about probably the best coach in football right now. I mean, honestly, he's right there.
He's one of the best coaches, but, you know, listen, there's a lot of reports coming out of Georgia right now. Carson Beck the other day in practice threw 3 interceptions. I know you're going to say it's against a really, really good defense. And practice, we just got through talking about Sam Hartman for fucking 25 minutes, bro.
I'm not that big on the practice thing of it, bro. You are, man. You like practice? We're talking about practice? I'm doing the AI thing here, man. Practice?
Hey, listen, yes, absolutely. Look, I'm just saying, man, give me a second here. All right. Here's the reality of the situation, Chris.
Oh, boy.
No, I mean, seriously, think about this. Do you know who the last team to beat Georgia at home was?
Actually, it's probably South Carolina.
Yeah, it was South Carolina a few years back.
Okay.
Went on the road and did it, right? Did the damn thing. Now, Shane Beamer wasn't the coach during that period.
Okay.
But if anybody early in the season can catch Georgia, and if I'm not mistaken, Georgia, this is like their first big game they end up playing against somebody, South Carolina. They got a chance. Georgia can get into the season, right? They get lulled in this false sense of confidence over the first couple of games here. You know what? I'm gonna look this up here. Now you've got me curious here. I want to see what their schedule is.
Off and a little hot and bothered that you're going against your own team. And
no,
I'm surprised, man. I'm surprised out of you that you're taking South Carolina this year. Okay, I got a question for you. While you're looking this up, what's the odds? What's the percentage that you think South Carolina wins the SEC East this year? I gave them a 25% chance. What would you, if you're a betting man just like I am?
I figured this is the way this is going. We're probably going to throw down a bet here.
Yes.
Give me on a. All right. So if I'm betting out of 100, I'll take 40. Like 40% odds that they could probably win the SEC East.
Okay, I thought you'd be higher than that for as much praise as you're giving them, but
yeah, they play UT Martin, Ball State, then they go to South Carolina. Or sorry, they play South Carolina at home. So still, you play two nobody schools. You're going to get lulled into a false sense of confidence. You play South Carolina
this
to really
Georgia
kick.
We're talking about.
Yes, it is Georgia, right? It is Georgia, but sometimes being a little bit more hardened, you got to take a look at South Carolina starts the season off against UNC, brother. They're going to play a damn good team right off the bat. What do you?
Right, and they definitely could lose. There's a possibility they could lose that game. Mac Brown's going to put up some fucking points, brother.
And
they ain't play no defense down there, but you know there's going to be some points thrown around in that game.
Yeah, here's the reality of the situation, Chris. If they lose that game, guess what their overall SEC record is?
Well, they're going to be, I don't know,
0-0, son.
Oh my God, this guy.
So,
what drugs are you on?
What do you mean? What kind of drugs am I on?
Well, I gotta ask. I mean, you act like it's almost like I can't believe. I'm just like astonished that as a Georgia fan, I would never as a Nebraska fan be like, yeah, we're not gonna win the fucking conference after we fucking win back-to-back national titles, man. You gotta have some faith in your team, brother. I'm just saying. I honestly, but we are talking about South Carolina. I'll get back to the topic here.
Yeah.
Do I think that they're going to be? They are going to be a damn good. They're going to be tough this year. I'm a little worried about their defense. It's not that Spencer Rattler can't fucking put up points. We all know how talented he is, even though I don't like him as, personality wise, but he can put up some points. And you can beat. They're one of those teams. Like, to me, they remind me a lot of like who do I want to compare them to? Where they can just score a lot of fucking points. I just don't know if they can defend down there, though. They got a ton of talent on that team. We didn't talk about the other pieces, but being
kind of like a Oklahoma Sooner team.
Yes, correct. You're going right down the route that I am with this. It's just like I just don't know, because the SEC is, to me, is the toughest conference in America, and they play a lot better defense down there than most other, maybe the Big Ten right up there. You're going to have to play some defense. I just think I think they could. I have them potentially losing to UNC right away. I know you love Mac Brown, right? I mean, you said he's one of your favorite coaches, and he's a great offensive mind, but that's kind of been UNC's like Achilles heel every year too. Is like they can't play any defense, and I kind of feel that's kind of where South Carolina is at. Like they should have a prolific offense this year, Christian, but I just don't see them beating Georgia. I just don't at all. Tennessee, I mean, they're damn good. That could be a shootout as well. I just that's the big thing with South Carolina. If they had maybe like Notre Dame's defense, or throw LSU, somebody like that, then I would be okay. But I'm just not sold, man, on that. And maybe somebody's going to come in here and drop like a super hot take on top of my hot take that SE's defense is just legit as shit. But I being this a hot take, I didn't study this a ton, but like just from what I saw last year with the eye test, man, I don't know. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, listen, here at the end of the day, look, they lost a close game against Notre Dame, right? In the Tax Slayer Bowl. It's when you bring that up, 45-38. Yeah, defense was a big question mark for them. They were banged up all year. and they had a first-year defensive coordinator back there trying to kind of rally the boys, as they say, right? I think their defense will be better this year. Again, I'm not saying they're going to be leaps and bounds better. I'm not saying they're 2021 Georgia Bulldogs or fucking Alabama level of defense, but
right.
Well, I can't say Alabama. I mean, fuck, Alabama got their defense is kind of taking big hits. But here's the bright spots. They had a top 25 recruiting class last year. All right. Rattler put up 3,100 yards, 21 touchdowns last year. They bring back leading receiver Antoine Wells Jr. All right. He had nearly 1,000 yards last year and 7 touchdowns. So, I mean, the kid balled out. They have, as far as the SEC is concerned, they have a very middle of the road schedule. They literally have the 7th toughest schedule in the SEC out of 14 teams. So, middle of the road. They have non-con games against Clemson, North Carolina, Furman, and Jacksonville State, right? They're going to play at Georgia, at Tennessee, and at Texas A&M. They proved they can beat Tennessee last year. I'm pretty sure they can beat Texas A&M if Texas A&M can't figure out their quarterback position this year again. And like I said, Georgia's breaking in a new quarterback very early on. This is the first real test that they'll have, so it'll be interesting to see how they kind of put up with all this.
Yeah, and this is where I will throw this in, where I think they could also lose a game in that schedule that you just brought up, is Mizzou. I know that's not this isn't a hot take. Mizzou's beat them the last 4 fucking times, and it's in Missouri again. Mizzou, for some reason, owns those guys. I watched that game last year, actually, believe it or not, and I don't know what it is about Mizzou and just it's one of those deals where it's just a tough matchup for South Carolina, and they could lose that one too, man. I guess, like I said, this one's South Carolina to me is one of those teams like would it shock me to hell if they won the fucking thing? No, a little bit, yes, but overall, no, really. But man, I just don't see how. I just don't see it this year with Tennessee. I don't think Tennessee's going to lay down under Heupel. So
let me
close it up with me right here. What do you got, Chris?
I'll close it to you right here, and this is my piece de resistance for you, Chris. You see this list right here that's pulled up on the screen right here?
Yeah, I can see.
It's the SEC East, son. One of the most, top 3 hardest divisions in all of college football. Bar none. Out of all these schools on this list, guess how many of them are bringing back a starting quarterback from last year?
South Carolina. Will Levis in Kentucky. There's no Hendon Hooker. There's definitely no Stetson Bennett, your boy. Anthony Richardson. Jesus Christ, I didn't just realize this, not to interject, but my God, all the quarterbacks I just mentioned are like fucking 4 of the top 5 guys in the draft. Mizzou, I guess I don't know, but yeah, I don't even talk about Vandy, but yeah, no, I get it. I'm big on the quarterback returning. I get where you're going with it.
Are one of 2 teams in the SEC East, and then we've already agreed on this. You've said this. I have it on air here. The quarterback is the most important position in football. It is, but it's the end all be all. It's not. You're right. It's not the end all be all. You got to have a good offensive line. You got to have certain things there.
Got to have a defense, Christian.
Listen, all I'm saying is, hey, Lincoln Riley won a shit ton of games over there at Oklahoma without a defense, bro. Hear me out. They're one of 2 teams in the SEC East bringing back a quarterback. The other team, you know who it is?
Who dat?
Vanderbilt. I'm not saying Vandy's going to be second in this whole fucking thing. I'm just saying.
Going next. That's a super hot take.
The greatest team all time, college football history, 2023 Vandy.
I don't know what you're thinking over there, brother. Jesus. That was a good laugh. No. Good segment, by the way. I'm glad we kind of got into it on this one a little bit. We needed that. Good stuff, Christian, though. Good stuff, brother.